Thanks, Asaph.
Nope.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. We have a full show for everybody, but first I want to hit hard on the weather. As you can see,
it's hard weather out there.
It's hard weather outside, and there's a storm warning, a winter advisory warning in effect until 11. And if you take a look, it's clearing up. It's raining outside. All that slush and the snow that was really nice laying down this morning is all slushy and gross and getting caught underneath your cars. So be aware of that. I saw a bunch of plows going through the town. I think they were scraping up the
cows
asphalt.
Or plows?
The plows.
The cows?
The what?
The cows.
I didn't say cows.
I know. Kidding, Scott.
I don't get it.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, they were plowing through the streets, and they're taking up more asphalt than snow, it seemed like. But otherwise, if we take a look at our 7-day forecast, it is currently 31 degrees Fahrenheit. There's going to be some fog. Humidity is 100%. Today, it's rain, snow likely 70%. Tonight, it's going to be 30% chance of rain. Thanksgiving, you can expect some more rain, but it's going to be the high into the 40s, so we're going to have 44, and then it's going to start dipping down by the weekend, so it's going to be nice and cool. Let's see. I do sound a little weird for some reason. I feel like, do you kind of sound like I sound echoey?
No.
Doesn't sound echoey to you at all?
No, it sounds just fine to me.
All right, then I'll take it. I do want to share a picture that I took not this morning when I was walking. We put up lights on our building.
Nice.
It's nice looking
that
lights.
Does look nice.
I like, definitely, sure. And I just want to harp that what am I trying to say? That the Parade of Lights is happening a week from Saturday.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
So
what time?
It starts at 6. Everyone gathers around at 6, but then the parade starts at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, December 6th. Be there. And if you don't want to be there...
square.
Yes, be square. And if you don't want to be there, you can also check out... I'm trying to look for it.
You can check out this event that Scott is about to pull up.
Yep, the event is the Friends of Irish Studies presents an Irish Christmas in Montana. And that happens Saturday, December 6th, 7:30 to 9 p.m. And then Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. inside the Recital Hall that I still say looks like a piano.
Yep.
But people say it doesn't. The music department says it doesn't. The spokesperson for the university music department says it's not a piano. But I don't believe him because there probably isn't a spokesperson for the...
Yeah. That would be my
music
first
department.
guess. Since their non-existent spokesperson says it's not, I wouldn't believe him either.
Yes.
No.
And this is where we start promoting ourselves, so you should totally check us out on our Wake Up Missoula website at it's wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You can totally look for us there. You can see our fabulous Facebook page where you can totally like us and see all sorts of great stuff. I posted a video by Ocop. Of course, it's a little too mature for our morning audiences, but for our online audience, you can totally check out the trailer. I highly suggest. I was going to show you it this morning, but I kind of ran out of time. And then you can follow us on Twitter and see what it's all about. And I do want to say that we do have a guest today. We have a live guest just waiting for us in the wings. And that's Susan Kohler, and she's CEO of Missoula Aging Service, and she's going to be talking about the Giving Tree.
Awesome. Yeah.
Not the book. Giving Tree is a program that helps give to seniors and the Missoula Aging Services during the Christmas holiday season. And she'll be here to talk more about it in a bit. Cool. But I do want to talk about what's happening on MCAT tonight and this weekend. We only have 2 new programs through this whole entire turkey weekend, from what I'm told. So I'm going to show you a little taste of that, and at the end of it, then I'll show you PSA and we'll bring out our guests. So here's a nice little look about what's happening on MCAT tonight and Friday night, only on MCAT channel 189.
Well, I think we need to practice true conservation, and true conservation is you leave it in the ground, you don't touch it. I mean, that's true conservation. I've been wondering about how we turn this thing around for years, and because the economic interests are so powerful in this, And my feeling is unless we can, and this has already been mentioned several times by different speakers, unless we can convince people to think of their offspring of future generations, that to me is about the leverage that maybe will come down to and will change this thing around, looking at future generations.
So the states can't formally block the federal government or obstruct federal prosecutions. So it's thought that the only thing that the states really can do at this point, the only option they have, is to implore the branches of the federal government to try to limit the reach of the federal criminal law. For example, to lobby the Congress, to lobby the president, to argue before the courts. And I want to acknowledge that this has had some effect. These sorts of lobbying efforts have had some effect, but many states believe they're not enough.
Hello and welcome to MCAT. MCAT stands for Missoula Community Access Television. We are a nonprofit group that helps the community get into broadcasting and communication. How? I'm not sure. If it's too formal, I mean, people are just gonna be like, oh, that's boring. And then if it's too like, oh yeah, we don't give a crap, la-di-da. Are you filming this? Oops. How? We train anybody who comes through our doors how to shoot, edit, and produce videos. Whether you like to be in front of the camera or behind, we provide the equipment you need to get started, so come on down.
Hello, we're back with Susan Kohler, and she's here to talk about Giving Tree from the Missoula Aging Service. So tell us about the Missoula Aging Service for those of you who don't already know about the Missoula Aging Services.
Well, we think people should know about Missoula Aging Services because we're kind of the gateway into long-term care services. And so when people have questions about what's available in the community to help support older adults and help older adults stay independent with dignity and health, we're that resource to come in, and we do it in a variety of ways. We have volunteer opportunities, we provide direct services, and we do advocacy. And those are all very important services as we get older, and we also support those that support older adults, the caregivers.
Cool. Awesome. So what about this upcoming event? How long is this event running for?
Well, through the Christmas season, and what it is Giving Trees. We have a variety of them. We have 8 in the community. People are, I think, somewhat familiar with Giving Trees, that they're located in different places and people can take tags off the tree. In our case, we have, for example, the MSU Hub is, it was one of the, the MSO Hub is in their 4th year supporting us along with the Montana Broadcasting Company, and that we'll have a Giving Tree in a good location down there. And then we have other locations. The Women's Club is in their 2nd year providing one, and then we have a couple other sites that are new this year, and at St. Pat's Hospital's Pharmacy, Missoula County Administration Building will have a Giving Tree. We also have at the Community Planning Office, Missoula Public Library, and Taco Sano, and that tree is being put together by the Gerontology Society, Students Society at the university. So that's new and good. So the reason we do this is because it's a difficult time for some people, and we serve a lot of people who can't get out or families aren't in the community. And so it's an opportunity, a very easy opportunity for people to pluck off the tree a tag. And I'll just give a quick example of one with a lovely little red and it says for $60 we would provide 10 meals on wheel dinners, and that would be delivered to homebound people. It's so simple to do because on the back is a address to our office, so people can just place the check in there and either drop it off or mail it to us, and 100% of whatever anybody donates goes right into the service. So
Cool. So
I
it
think
sounds a lot like absentee donations. in a way.
Oh, well, that's a good way to refer to it. I like that.
I know,
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it could be like a new campaign, absentee donation.
Yeah, and it'll really resonate with people. Or we have something as simple as $6 can go toward providing one meal. And that's, when you look at Meals on Wheels, that means delivered, produced, getting it to the home, and it's what helps people stay independent in their own home. And I think it's just
Right.
a great service.
I think it's important for a lot of our elderly or retired folks to get out there, because my dad just retired, and my mom's like complaining, is like, what are you gonna do now? It's like,
volunteer is what he's going to do now.
Yeah,
We can help. If they live in this community, we can absolutely help him
trying to
do
get him to
that.
do something.
Right. Well, it's not unusual, and when they just retire, to kind of figure that out. But when they start to feel a little isolated, or the wife says, you're driving me crazy, then that's when you come on down and find out what kind of opportunities there are to volunteer. And there's well over 100 different nonprofit organization, governmental entities, and they can learn a new skill or use a skill they have had during their work life. But it's not unusual for people who retire to have that struggle with transitioning.
Right.
Cool. Awesome. And so when does it kick off?
It kicks off now.
Yep.
Today?
Yep. Yes.
Today. And then is it over like January 1st? or when
It's
is it?
over at the end of December.
Cool.
And so that'll give people an opportunity, whether they're doing shopping or shopping after the holidays, to think about it. And our community is so giving. And so this just gives an opportunity, as easy as it can be during that crazy time, for people to give to older adults who others sometimes don't think about.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else? I think you hit it all on the head right here. So do you have anything else you want to add?
Well, people can call at 728-7682 to ask more about our services or the Giving Trees, and they can go to our website, www.missoulaagingservices.org, and learn more about us. But thank you for the opportunity, and thanks to the community for helping us.
Well, thanks for joining us. This is Susan Kohler. She's CEO of the Missoula Aging Service. She was here talking about Giving Tree, so if you're interested, you can call them at
728-7682.
Yep. Or you can log on to their website, missoulaagingservice.com.
Org.
.org. It's an organization.
Yes.
.org.
Nonprofit.
Nope. So we'll be right back, and we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got city council events.
All that crazy stuff.
But right now, I want to show you guys a video about Tell Us Something that the Top Hat puts on every month. So check that out. Here it is.
And I was house sitting for a friend of mine that also happened to have chickens, and so I stuffed them into a bag. I drove him over there and brought him over for a nice conjugal visit. And he made the hens happier. He did. I mean, their laying went up. They were, making happy noises. It was good. It was not a bad thing. And kind of like, it's a life thing. I think it was important to everybody. So when animal control asked me, I said, no, there is no chicken here. Or there's no rooster here. I said, there's no rooster. No. And there wasn't at that moment. And so I brought him home, and it continued. He had his own little fan club. He was a little rock star. Like if Phyllis Diller and Tina Turner and Iggy Pop had all gotten together and had an orgy, he could have been their love child. He was blonde, and he would he was beautiful. A beautiful critter. And and I didn't know what to do. I mean, my neighbors around me were all really good except for one neighbor. One neighbor who is kind of taking it upon himself to, be the neighborhood Nazi, or just like he's the guy that makes sure that nobody breaks the law. And he was the one guy too at the city council meetings when we were all speaking about wanting to have chickens in 2006, that he was the one guy that spoke against chickens, and for really weird reasons.
All right, so that was Tell Us Something that the Top Hat puts on every 2 months. It's like a bi-monthly event that happens. Yeah. And if you have a story and you want to tell it, you can contact the Tell Us Something. You can do a search engine. It's a very simple process. It's
cool.
being put on through through the top hat. I do want to show a little poster real quick. And here's their cute little poster. Tell us something. And the next one is December 16th. And that is on a Wednesday, I believe. It always seems to be every Wednesday right in the middle of the month. And then the next one happens on February. Mm-hmm. And the next, I don't know which, it's called These Dreams. That's what it's called. And there's $3 cover, but it's totally worth it because it's a bunch of people telling their stories.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Anecdotal, all sorts of great stuff. The last one was called Busted. That was the very first one that they did at the top hat. It was done 4 months ago, August. Yeah, August. Yeah. And then the last one that they did was about, I did show a little clip from it not too long ago if you guys were watching our show back then. But it wasn't, what is that? It's Things We Carry. That was the last one.
Yep.
This one that's coming up is going to be called These Dreams.
What's it gonna be called?
Dreams. These dreams.
Whose dreams?
These dreams.
Ones?
These
dreams.
These
right
the
now.
dreams.
These dreams. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Let's see. I do want to talk about. I mean, like before we get into craziness of city council, I want to talk about the craziness of Black Friday. And I just pulled up a video that somebody made, and I just kind of want to show a little bit of it and talk about it. And it's Black Friday craziness. It's all happening. Things are going crazy. People are pushing through. People need stuff. Lots of stuff going on. People are getting fights. People grabbing things. All sorts of insane stuff happening.
Oh my God.
Black Friday can be pretty intense, regardless of where you go. Missoula, you think there's not that too many people here, but when people congregate in certain areas, things go a little cray-cray. See?
Seriously,
breaking doors.
You fall, and you'll
dead.
be trampled to death.
You'll be dead.
You dead. Look, they're breaking that door.
And there's more
cops?
fighting.
Why are there cops at a shopping event? Like.
Oh yeah. There's cops right here,
see that, yeah.
blocking, people really pushing through, just all sorts of craziness.
Literally shopping riots. That's ridiculous. And it's so messed up too, because like you're being thankful on one day and you're just like, oh, I love my family and so thankful for everything. And the next day you're running over people and spending all your money.
Yeah, that's true. It gets pretty cray-cray.
American values.
American values.
Commercialism, actually.
It's a lot of commercialism. And of course, Missoula did proclamate that buy local Saturday. It's like Black Friday, buy local Saturday, which is really spreading across the nation. Is everyone's buying
Sleeping
local?
Sunday and then Cyber Monday.
Yeah, is it Cyber Monday?
Pretty sure
I think it's
Cyber
Cyber
Monday.
Tuesday.
I know it as Cyber Monday.
But it lasts for quite a while, like all the online deals. I think
really?
I found one online deal, which was pretty sweet because I don't like to rush with other people and bump shoulders and touch people.
Yeah, I don't like to rush with other people either. No, that just sounds miserable. Like I would never want to be in a store for hours on end waiting for a deal.
Yeah, and like any other day, like there's always seems to be some proclamation, but I really think that this new proclamation that they did on this Monday for the city council meeting was very important, and people should be well aware of it. And the more awareness that we are of it, the more sorry, my nose is itchy. The more we'll be able to fight human trafficking, and it was proclamated that December. I want to say. But he'll tell us. But it was like in the middle of the week, and December 7th was Human Trafficking Awareness Day. But wait, I think I have it right here. Sorry. It's December 7th, yes, is Anti-Human Trafficking Awareness Day. And John Engen made this proclamation on Monday, so check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, whereas human trafficking is a global problem of modern-day slavery affecting Montana, in which human beings are bought and sold for profit or forced to work through unwilling prostitution, involuntary domestic servitude, and bonded labor, and whereas human trafficking entraps an estimated 27 million people at any given time in a market valued at $32 billion, And whereas human trafficking entraps 78% of victims in labor slavery and 22% in sex slavery, and 55% of the victims are women and girls, and 45% are men and boys. And whereas children are especially vulnerable, with 26% of human trafficking victims being children 18 years or younger, and approximately 300,000 children commercially sexually exploited or prostituted through human trafficking in the United States annually. And whereas human trafficking is the second most profitable criminal activity in the world after illegal drug trafficking, and whereas human trafficking is modern-day slavery that must end, now therefore I, John Engen, Mayor of the City of Missoula in the state of Montana, do hereby proclaim December 7th, 2014 in Missoula, Montana as Human Trafficking Awareness Day.
So what do you think?
I think that sounds great. I just want to know what happens during proclamations. Like, on that day, what's going to happen? We're just all going to have to be aware of it? Mm-hmm. There's not going to be any event. They're not going to have
They're going to have an event. They actually are having an event, and that's what Emily Benson was talking about, what they're doing to help promote it. And it's an awareness day. So a lot of things with like proclaiming awareness day is it's like you should be aware of this, and that's why this day is dedicated for this as well. So
cool.
And Emily Bentley does mention this at the end of the meeting, but I'm going to show it right now because it's relevant to what the mayor just said, and you guys should take note about there's going to be a 5K run for this event as well. So here's a little taste of that.
I wanted to make sure that people in the in TV land are aware, and our journalism students are aware that the Run for Freedom is December 7th, 2014. It's organized by the Montana Anti-Trafficking Project, and it's the very first one. It's a 5K run walk event that's being held to raise funding to support the Montana Anti-Trafficking Project. The project is a statewide multimedia public education campaign to raise awareness of and prevent human trafficking in Montana. Montana Attorney General Tim Fox will speak before the race about his work, the work his office is doing regarding this pressing issue. The run will be around Silver Park and McCormick Park and Milwaukee Trail, and it is $40, which includes a mug and a run hat and a swag bag, and you can register at montanatraffickingproject.com. And again, the race is December 7th. Thanks.
Yep. So Missoula trafficking. Oh wait, it's
God.
I keep on forgetting.
I know.
Like they told us right there, it was the trafficking.
They literally just said.
But yeah, if you look up Missoula anti-trafficking, you can find it. It should be the very first item to search. We live in a world where we're very forgetful and we don't know too much about what's going on. But yeah, I do want to talk about all the proclamations, and they're pretty much all of them got passed unanimously. Except for 7 where Adam Hertz voted against the water acquisition, totaling checks payable at $64,309.35. There's a lot of stuff that was out there, and I'm going to talk about one of the claims later on, but right now there was a little public hearing about they want to change the front of a building so they can put like a tavern, and basically it's mostly like awnings. They want to put awnings in front of the building, and of course you had to get approval from the city council board meeting. And I'm going to show you this picture, and this picture is on 229 East Front Street. It's directly across from Spectrum, and it's like right next door to the new parking garage that just got built.
There's a Pearl Cafe.
There's a Pearl Cafe, and right here, this is where they're going to build the new tavern.
Cool.
So it's going to be like a little brewery. People can come out, come and go.
Perfect. Yeah.
And it's a great example of people wanting to expand on that side of the town.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times Elks Lodge is kind of like hidden in the corner. The hip strip is on Ryman, and you can see all your stuff that is actually downtown. But now more stuff is getting more concentrated. It's always nice to have options in certain areas, because if you go there, you have to go out of your way, because the only other bar that's close there is the Union Club. So it's Stage 112, Elks Lodge, and Union Club. Those are 2, but the more they add there, the more kind of like hang out, chill places, the better it's going to be. But a lot of times, I've been to Union Club, it can get pretty crowded and pretty loud. It's pretty hard to get a drink.
That's why you got to carry around.
Stage
the
112,
bottles.
it's not as crowded, but it still gets pretty loud in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I think this is a great step move. It's where it's going to be all towards the beer. And we have a quote from Todd Frank. He is the owner of the building in that general area. He rents out the building to certain things. And he gave his approval to this new tavern that's being built. So here's his quote.
We think it's a great fit for us in our building, just out of pure self-interest. We think having traffic later in the evening is going to be a great deal for us. I also am on the board of the MDA while I'm here representing myself as the trailhead owner tonight. I spent a lot of time looking at the master plan, and a lot of the key points of that are to try to expand the sort of footprint of downtown east and west from Higgins, and I think this will be a great way to help do that. So I would encourage you to approve it. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so that's what he had to say about it. And of course, he got approved.
Awesome.
It just changed in the front, and it adds more business, and it's great. And here's a nice little quote from Brian von Lossberg. And this is what he had to say about it.
No discussion. Just pleased to support this. I'll be one of the first people down there.
And that's all he had to say about that?
Yeah. Me too. Have you been out to Great Burn Brewery?
Yes.
How is it?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a really good pumpkin ale.
I've heard that.
I
Ooh,
suggested. I think I told you about it.
No.
Oh, it's like behind Hoo Ha in that general area, and like the front of the building is like an old western town, but then the side of it is all like really modern and cool. Inside, all their tables are like giant boots, or like the trees, like tree stumps, like they cut it and then make it into a table, and then it's like and then it looks like it's laminated and all that stuff.
yeah,
Like it's
totally,
like
yep.
the finished, help it easily clean and all that stuff.
Cool.
Let's see.
I want to check it out. I haven't been out there yet, but soon, I hope soon. Once my studies are done. Once I get back from Thanksgiving break, I've got my last week of school and then finals, so almost there.
But
Okay,
I think
good.
the highlight of the
Yes,
city
back to
council
city
meeting
council.
was the when they were talking about committee of the whole, and I'm going to show you some committee of the whole from last week to highlight what they were talking about. And the proclamation, it was the proclamation number, I want to say there it is. It's proclamation number 5, which got approved, and it's to adopt a resolution approving the City of Missoula's participations as a partner for reintegration. And partner for reintegration is basically if you're previously incarcerated individual and you have a felony, it helps those people get the right training and connections to get a job, because a lot of times if you have any prior convictions, it's really hard to get a job. And Brian von Lossberg just gave a nice little compliment, a nice little piece about the committee of the whole that happened, and this is what he had to say.
The resolution and having that discussion in committee of the whole last Wednesday was one of the highlights of my time on council thus far, and it's one of those things that I felt a little frustrated afterwards, thinking that it wasn't going to get that same sort of forum here before the general city council and the rest of the public. So I just wanted to draw people's attention to, I'm sure with all of your free time, everyone would be interested in getting on our service to go look at video of our committee meetings, but for those who might be inclined to do so, go to last Wednesday's committee of the whole, the one that happened in the afternoon, and listen to the hearing about this partner for reintegration, the details and some of the first-person testimony from folks. It was a really inspiring moment, and it made me incredibly appreciative to live in this community where we embrace opportunities like that. So, thanks.
Cool.
Yep. So that's what he had to say about that. But then I have a total of 3 quotes from this committee of the whole. Committee of the whole, they did an afternoon talk, not to be confused with the one in the morning. They have 2 committees of the whole, and this one highlighted a bunch of things, but the big thing was the resolution to approve the partners in reintegration. And what a lot of people don't get is that there's a lot of stuff that happen in these other meetings that happen on Wednesdays. Usually all these meetings happen from 10 a.m. all the way far into the afternoon, around 5 p.m. There's one probably like at 7 p.m. sometimes every other Wednesday. But a lot of these meetings are basically all the whole beef steaks, everything, and then you go to the city council meeting and they're just little pieces of meat that are already cut up for you, and it's just pretty
What kind of
straightforward.
steak?
You know,
What kind of steak?
T-bone.
Yeah,
You know,
cool. I'm into that.
You're just stuck with the bone of it. Because they already ate the steak in these committee of the whole meetings.
Yeah,
but,
the backbone of it.
This is Jenna Staten, and she's volunteer with the Partners in Reintegration. And she's going to give a little talk about that. This is what she had to say.
Avoiding future victimization. We do have a mission statement. You can't be a coalition without one. It is to make Missoula a welcoming community for previously incarcerated individuals who want to succeed by enhancing their access to housing, jobs, treatment, social connections, family relationships, and by working to change our community practices, policies, and our own stigmatizing perceptions and misconceptions. And I think we all carry a fair number of those, so it's a real chance to educate ourselves.
And I think it's a really great mission statement. It helps people who need help, and it's always a good service. Of course, I'm gonna move on to Chad Bishop, and he's gonna talk a little more about the stigma rather than have me say it. He has a lot to say about in terms of what's going on with a lot of these previously incarcerated people. So this is what Chad Bishop from the Missoula Labor Council had to say about this.
In the last year, our organizing, we've identified quite a few challenges within our community. The biggest one being overcoming stigma within the community in regards to hiring people with records. We've also found that hiring practices can often exclude and alienate those people trying to re-enter the community after incarceration. And we've also found that a lack of access to sustainable living wage jobs are often hard to come by and create a barrier for these folks as they re-enter into our community.
And this is what he had to say. I think it's a great point. What do you guys think? It's really hard, when you're trying to go for a job and you have this on your record. They look it up, and a lot of practices are like, oh, it's automatically no felonies. Yeah. It's like, if you want a job, go work. You can't get a career if you have a prior felony.
Well, and it's too bad because, people make mistakes. They get caught, and not everyone's perfect. And if they really are, getting out of jail and want to succeed and want to truly change their life, then we should give them the opportunities to do that. Yeah. We should not look at their past mistakes and, judge them on who they are presently, because, that's not cool.
Yeah, and this does remind me of a interesting story, a funny story that when I was in a band not too long ago, this has nothing to do with it. But,
you were in a band?
I was in a band. But
nice.
A friend of his, they worked at a restaurant. I'm not going to name names or anything, but a buddy of him at the restaurant, he'd go out every single night, get trashed, drunk, and all that stuff all the time. But he'd show up to work perfectly fine and everything, and the only days he would have trouble struggling with are the days he was sober. So it's it kind of works out that way for him because the nights where you get drunk, but at the same time it's just a lot of people are still functioning, and some people can get a DUI, and because of that DUI it's on their record, and that's technically a felony convictions, and if it's on your record you're pretty much you can't get that career job that you want, the really job that you want to be stick with the rest of your life. Otherwise, you have to be in the food industry and a lot of those, like a dishwasher. A lot of times you can't really find that career unless you make it for yourself.
Yeah, or if you've got, some understanding bosses that don't look at your past and are happy to move you up. Or
but if you do it, everything's computerized, you sign your application on the computer, and they just look up your name and just oh,
so
no.
Fast.
It's very, cut and dry.
Quick.
They don't put a face to your name. And I think this next one, it kind of amplifies exactly what they're talking about in terms of reintegration, especially for those who are veterans. Because there was this is Casey Dunning, and he's the director of the Interfaith Collaborative, and he worked with somebody, and he's given a testimony not for himself but for somebody else who was a Iraq war veteran who served in over 100 tours, and this is a nice quote to end on the community of the whole, just to kind of know how important the Partners for Reintegration is for the community, not for the community, but for the individual on a case-by-case basis. So here's a little quote from them.
I grew up in small towns across Montana, graduated with a degree in automotive technology, and worked as a mechanic until the Army National Guard called me to duty in 2003. In the Army, I served in over 150 missions in Iraq as a 50 cal gunner. In 2004, I was severely wounded, my back broken, and I sustained a traumatic brain injury. I needed intensive physical therapy to walk again. Despite this, I continued to fight through an ambush and was subsequently awarded a Purple Heart and an Accommodation Medal for Valor. Medically retired from the Army, I found myself hopeless, depressed, and spiraling out of control. I began to self-medicate with alcohol and abuse the drugs that were prescribed to me. Eventually, I ended up with prison for 1.5 years. The state prison could not help me with my addictions and PSD, and so I continued to abuse drugs upon release until my cousin, also a veteran, died of an overdose. That's when I enrolled at the UN. I committed to sobriety, and I started volunteering with other homeless people at the POV. Now in my 3rd year, I'm an honor student with a 3.98 grade point GPA, and I spend much of my time volunteering through the Advocate Network. You see, without my disability payments from the VA, I could very well be homeless myself. My felony conviction makes it nearly impossible to find suitable employment and a place to live, and so instead, I had to buy a home. Others in my situation who do not have that luxury find themselves limited to dilapidated housing or in conditions that do not promote sobriety. Through the Advocate Network and their partners, I've been able to help house nearly 10 people this year, all of whom have faced severe barriers to housing. Before, they were sleeping outside in vehicles or at the Poverello. Many of them work or have families. I ask that you pass this resolution of support today so that Missoula can continue to help those who have significant barriers to housing. This helps our community by decreasing our reliance on an already overtaxed social support system, working together now to prevent homelessness and smooth transition from prison to community, helps save money and reduce crime in the long run. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Cool.
And yeah, that's a testimony by Casey Dunning, and he's given a testimony. These aren't his own words, but from words of one of his clients that they work with.
Yeah, that's a pretty good letter. Mm-hmm. And they approved that?
Oh yeah, they approved everything on the agenda.
Good.
It's pretty much all consensus.
Good. Well, up next, you guys, we've got some events for, all I have is Wednesday and Thursday events. There's like nothing going on this week, you know, because it's...
Not even this weekend?
Turkey. Well, yeah, I've got some stuff for the weekend, but
because we have to have like kind of our full show, because we're not doing Friday, just to let you guys know that we're not going to be on this Friday.
No, we're not.
But I'll remind you again before we close.
Yes, but I will give you Friday's events. Yeah. So first off, I've got Wednesday events. From 11 to 4, Spectrum Discovery area, they are having their Discovery Bench, which is LED turkeys. And their brain lab is Make a Neuron. It's $3.50 for anyone 4 and over, but if you're 3 and under, you're in for free. Middle School Writers is meeting at the Missoula Public Library's boardroom from 3:30 to 5 today. It's for grades 6 to 9, and it's for writers to get a little feedback, give a little feedback, play with words, and eat some chocolate. The Learning Center at Red Willow is having their Yoga for Chronic Pain class. This is an ongoing class on Wednesdays from 5 to 6. It's $50 for 6 weeks. You have to have a prerequisite before joining the class, which is a private session with the yoga instructor, which is Dina Sadie, which costs $50 because you have to have a private screening with her so she knows exactly what you're.
So it's like an interview. It's like, how do you feel about yoga?
Yeah, well, no, not about yoga, like about their pain.
Oh.
Because it's pain, it's yoga for chronic pain. Yeah, so this is yoga specifically for people that are suffering with an intense amount of pain. Yeah, so you have to meet with her so she knows like what you're going through. So you'll learn how repetitive pain affects the nervous system and explore the use of gentle yoga, mindful meditation, guided visualization, and breath work to lessen your pain. Yeah, so that sounds really great. If you're interested in that, call 721-0033, and you can make an appointment with her and check that out. Kettle House Northside Tap Room is having their Community Unite today to 5. Every pint sold, they donate 50 cents to the organization of the night, and the organization is Fit to Fight. Top Hat Lounge is having their Jazz Night, Trio Noir, 7 p.m. It's a free show, and it's jazz. Broadway is having Brains on Broadway Trivia. This is at 7 p.m. Free to play, $50 bar tab to the winner. All you can eat wings too. $10 two-topping pizzas, $6 domestic pitchers, and $7 Blue Moon pitchers. So at the Broadway. There's Trivial Beer Suit at the Press Box at 8:30 tonight. $75 for first place, $25 for second place, hats and t-shirts for third place. And November is Food Drive Month, and so they're asking that you bring a food item for a donation, and there'll be raffle ticket prizes at the end. And you can bring as many cans as you want to. There's not a limit, and you don't have to be present to win. So they'll call you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom won a TV.
Cool.
She got like a 52-inch TV from the living room, and it's like, you're ridiculous.
Mom, that's funny. The Palace is having Milk Crate Wednesday, which is electronic music show. There's free pool and $6 PBRs of pitchers. And I just want to read you what they wrote on the event page because it's kind of funny. It's like, rock out with your socks out. Actually, don't, because no shirt, no shoes, no service.
That's actually really funny.
I know.
I'm like laughing my head off.
I thought it was really funny.
I'm laughing inside. Yeah, move on.
I am not amused. Not amused.
I am not amused. Josh,
all right. Karaoke at the Badlander at 9 p.m., Scott.
No way.
$6 pitchers of PBR and $1 mixed
Don't
shots.
you love that karaoke?
Love it.
You love
So
it.
fun. So fun.
Yeah.
And this next event, which I thought it was really cool, the Dark Horse has started to do this. It's called Soul Kitchen Blues Boogie and Jam Session. So it's pretty much like it's a night where everyone can get together and play all sorts of different kinds of music. So
it sounds like a mess.
Yeah, so I'll read you guys the event, what it says. Bluesy musical concoctions span the gamut from Delta ditties to Chicago cookers to New Orleans bayou flavors to funky R&B grooves. So it could be anything.
Jesus.
And it's at the Dark Horse, which is a metal bar, so I kind of like that. And so, musicians are encouraged to bring their skills to the table. Sign up begins at 9. $50 prize for the best act each Wednesday, and it's free. That's cool. Up next, I've got Thursday events. I've got 2 things for Thursday. It's a Thanksgiving morning turkey trot. This is at the Women's Club Health and Fitness Center at 9 a.m. And normally the Women's Health Club is just for women, strictly for women. But they're opening this day for men too.
What?
Yeah, and it's free. So Women's Club will be open to public, the guys too. It'll be free and open to the public, and they're pairing the morning with a food drive, and they're asking for one non-perishable donation as entry, which that sounds great. So at 9 a.m. it's Ripped with Nora and Anna. Another 9 a.m. it's Cycling with Marianne. 10 a.m. Zumba with Connie. And so that's what's going on in the morning. They've got the morning trot. So guys, get on down there with your wives or your girlfriends, or just do it because it's open to you.
Meet some ladies.
Hey guys, if you want a girlfriend, this is the place. And then a carousel for Missoula is giving free carousel rides. So you can celebrate Thanksgiving with free rides on the carousel.
Yep, starting at 11 a.m.
And then, so up next, I've got Friday events.
Some Friday.
Yeah, that's all that's going on for Friday.
It's like 5.
There's literally like 5 things, and then I'll tell you where music is.
Yep.
Yeah, so family fun time at Nismo Gymnastics at 9:30 a.m. This is for ages walking to 12 years of age. It's obstacle courses, trampolines, foam pits, swinging and sliding and flying through the air. It's $5 for members, $8 for non-members, and it starts from 9:30 to 11. There is preschool playgroup at Bitterroot Gymnastics on Friday morning. This is for ages walking to 5 years of age. It's from 11 to noon. It's $8 to drop in or $12 for siblings. And the parents and kids get to choose what activities they want to do, and they set them all different stations up around the gymnastics gym. And yeah, so a bunch of fun time and, get all that energy out and
be crazy.
Black Friday? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Spectrum Discovery Area is having their Discovery Bench, which is Science of Sound, and their Brain Lab is Glowing Cells. And the line dancing group will be at the Senior Center at 1 p.m. Advanced and beginners are welcome, and $1.50 fee is charged to cover expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a women's circle group acupuncture at 2 p.m. at Mountain Sage Acupuncture.
Oh, bring up the picture. That looks funny.
Okay, here's...
Oh, it's not that big, but still.
It's really small.
You see people kind of in the bed.
Yeah.
If you put it on your binoculars, you can see it.
Well, what the women's circle group acupuncture is, it's a place where you and your friends can get together and chat and be girls and get acupuncture, get needles and stuck in you.
Get stabbed.
Yeah. So this sounds really dangerous, but I'm sure it's really fun.
Sure.
Women's Circle Group Acupuncture is an acupuncture clinic especially for women's health concerns. Treatments are done in reclining chairs in a comfortable and quiet atmosphere. So it's for women and their friends.
Yeah.
So it's every Friday from 2 to 5. Last appointment is at 4. There's a $20 to $40 sliding scale with a first time of $10 paperwork fee.
Wow.
And that is at Warehouse Mall, 725 West Alder Street.
Cool.
Yeah. And then, so there's, the Friday is Black Friday. And so I can imagine that everyone's going to go shopping. Or they're not. Who knows? Yeah.
Asaph, you're doing something.
Yeah, what are you doing on Friday?
Yeah,
Friday.
actually, it's Thursday instead of Friday in my case. The mall invited me to play the piano for Black Friday starting tomorrow night at 6:30.
Awesome. Where are you going to be?
At Cafe Dolce. They'll have a grand piano there, so it'll be kind of fun.
Cool. Okay, and then...
Still commercialized, though.
How long are you going to be playing for?
Until closing Friday night.
So you're just going to play nonstop? You're not going to sleep?
Right. Well, I'll sleep. I'll get appropriate breaks, but yeah. All that time.
Wow.
Big gig.
It is.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was talking about commercialism.
Yeah.
No wonder Charlie Brown was disappointed for Christmas, huh?
That's cool, Asaph. That'll be fun.
Yes, it will be. I'm looking forward to it.
Are they going to give you like a little fence so people don't jostle you?
I certainly hope so. It would be nice.
Yeah.
I hope they have that roped off.
Yeah.
Because, young teenagers are, hey, let's go mess with the piano player.
Uh-huh.
We'll probably just ask you like dumb questions like, is that a piano?
Yeah.
Do you like playing the piano?
Yeah,
how long you play the piano?
Man?
Yeah.
It'll be fun, though. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Good.
I mean, Missoula's not that populated, and they'll be all over the place. They'll be in
Well, I
Target.
assume it's going to be very crowded, even for Missoula tomorrow.
And I do think a lot of people
so.
will be going to like Best Buy and see the best deals on the television so they can get ready for their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is February, which, yeah.
Yeah.
Santa Claus can get me a grand piano for Christmas this year. That would be nice.
Yeah, right. Hear that, Santa?
Yeah, hear that, Santa Claus?
Hear that, Morgenroth? No.
Yeah.
David Morgenroth, get him a piano.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so just back to the events real quick. Friday is Black Friday. Everyone go to the mall and see Asaph. He will be there Thursday night and all day Friday. Right?
That's right.
Wow. So Friday night, they've got music. There's music at the Union Club, Badlander, Sunrise Saloon, Monks, the Altitude Bar, which is in San Ignatius, and the Top Hat.
Boom.
Yeah, and then on Saturday, the Union Club, the Top Hat, the Badlander, and the Sunrise has music.
Yep.
And
what are you going to be doing this whole time, since you're not here to do all these events? You're going to be all the way in Great Falls doing all your turkey stuff.
Yes, tomorrow morning. I was going to leave tonight, but there's a winter storm warning advisory for north central Montana.
Only till 11 a.m.
11 p.m.
11 a.m.
Really?
I thought it was.
It said, I looked last night and it said 11.
Yeah, it says 11 a.m. on the winter.
Well, yeah, but this isn't north central Montana. This is western Montana.
No.
So it's very different. But, I would have to travel over Rogers Pass, which is in between Lincoln and Great Falls. And it's just really windy and really treacherous. So I'm going to go tomorrow morning. But yes, I'm going to go to Great Falls, see my mom, eat some dinner, hang out.
Go
I'm
out.
excited. Go out, yeah, go out.
Go out with some of your Great Falls friends.
Go
That'd
out,
be good.
see some of my friends. Yeah, hang out with my mom. See my dogs. Yeah, my mom's got 3 dogs and 5 cats.
Yeah. Well, my sister is hosting this year's Turkey Day. I think this is her 3rd year hosting it in a row. I'm all for it, but at the same time, she tends to invite more people who aren't our family.
Oh, yeah.
And then it seems to be there's gonna be 20 plus people.
What?
And yeah, so it's not gonna be an intimate family setting. It's gonna be a pretty large family. Both my sisters are gonna be there. Their significant others and little Scotty.
So are they inviting a bunch of their friends or what?
Neighbors and friends. My middle sister, she's inviting a lot of her friends. She lives here in Missoula.
Okay.
My eldest sister's coming all the way from Great Falls.
Oh my God! Maybe we'll pass by each other on the highway.
Maybe they'll pass each other on the highway.
Which way?
No,
is she
they're in
taking?
Condon right now.
Oh, Condon.
Yeah, they have
a cabin in
her
Condon.
boyfriend has a cabin.
Cabin in Condon.
Cabin in Condon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's about it for Wake Up Missoula.
I know.
If you want to find out more information about us, you can log on to our Wix page, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. You can tweet us. I tweet you back. And to contact us, you can email us at mcat@mcat.org. Or you could, what am I trying to say? You could call us. Call us at 542-6228 if you want. And just say. Otherwise known as 542 MCAT. It's pretty simple. It's been our number for like 25 years.
Oh, great.
You still haven't called. Come on.
Yes, as we said earlier, we are not going to have a show Friday.
Yes.
Friday
no show this Friday.
Canceled.
So we have a full show today.
We'll see you again on Monday. Yeah.
Yep.
So I hope that you all have a great holiday weekend and week, and that you get out there and do stuff, or maybe not. Just stay inside. That's what I'm hoping to do. Yeah.
All right.
And see Asaph at the mall for sure. What time are you going to be there again, Asaph?
Tomorrow night at 6:30, starting 6:30 tomorrow night.
Awesome. And then you'll be back. You'll sleep tomorrow night, and you'll be back again Friday morning?
Yeah, unless I just do an all-nighter like Jerry Lewis and was telethons and stay for 24 hours.
No, don't do it. You got to get your sleep.
Don't ruin your fingers.
Okay.
Don't do it. Yeah. Well, for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Noelle McAvoy.
And I'm Scott Ramph.
Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you Monday.
Take it away. Here's Asaph Adonai.